This video is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is Loso. In case you didn't know so, thank you very much for coming back to another video. On this video, we're gonna do something special. Something that I haven't done in a while, even though this is a reaction channel. The reason that I haven't been posting often like I'm supposed to post on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, but because of dearest Mother Nature, I haven't been able to do so. And because this is a reaction channel, we are going to be reacting to what's going on here in the Philippines, and particularly the island where I live in, here in Cebu, and the surrounding islands as well. So please make sure to comment down below how you're doing, if you're from the Philippines, how you're doing, how your family is doing, how your friends are doing here in the Philippines, because we're going to be reacting to the catastrophes that have been going on here, not only here in the Philippines, but here in the island of Cebu and the surrounding islands as well. So please hit that notification bell right there, because as you know, I haven't been posting when I'm supposed to. So hit that notification bell so you can be notified. Hit it, quit it, and forget it, so you can be notified when we're actually going to be posting and dropping new videos like today. As you well know, I've already reacted to the earthquake that happened here a month ago. So on today's video, I'm going to be reacting to literally all the catastrophes that have been going on in the past months, not only here in the Philippines, but here in Cebu. And they have been a lot. As you well know, on September 30th, we got struck by a 6.9 magnitude earthquake here in the island, in the northern part of the island. So do me a favor, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because we need to be reacting to what's going on, not only here in the Philippines, but here in the island of Cebu and the surroundings, Bohol, Leyte, because a couple of days ago, we got struck by a Category 4 Typhoon Tino, or more likely Typhoon Kalmaegi, almost Category 5. So I just want to thank the channel Disaster Today for doing the compilation for these videos, for the earthquake video and the typhoon video that we're gonna be reacting to, that literally happened within a month of each other. And not only the earthquake and the typhoon, but also over 300 aftershocks as well. And apparently the aftershocks are still going to continue on all through December. So, you know what? Let's just check out the videos. Let's react to them. Holla at your boy. Do me a favor. Hit that notification bell. Make sure to comment down below if you're okay, if your family members are okay. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. But let's get onto the reactions. Holla at your boy. Let's check it.
Whoop, whoop. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
This is what happened on September 30th. Shout out to DT Disaster
On Tuesday
Today
evening,
Channel.
September 30th, 2025, at 9:59 p.m., a 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Bogo City, Cebu Province, in the central Visayas region of the Philippines. Due to its shallow focus and widespread impact, this disaster was felt not only in Cebu, but also violently in neighboring regions such as Leyte, Samar, and Negros Oriental, plunging hundreds of thousands of people into panic and deeply disrupting historical structures and daily life.
Yeah. It was quite interesting.
According to data from the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, the epicenter of the earthquake was determined to be approximately 17 kilometers north-northeast of Bogo City, located in northern Cebu. Recorded at a depth of only 10 kilometers, this tremor had a more devastating effect in the region.
So pretty
because,
much,
as is typical of shallow earthquakes,
like 70
it
kilometers
occurred very
away from
close
here.
to the surface.
Something
Initial
like that.
reports indicate that the earthquake was felt particularly strongly in Cebu City and parts of Leyte, shaking buildings in many locations and causing unsecured objects to
Our
fall.
entire house was shaking. Like literally shaking.
Historical and religious buildings in northern Cebu were also affected by this powerful tremor. In particular, the centuries-old Santa Rosa de Lima Cathedral in the town of Danbantayan partially collapsed after the earthquake. Community members shared messages on social media, both announcing the extent of the destruction and expressing their concern for the region. At the same time, images of the Parroquia de San Pedro, a postal church on Bantayan Island, shaking violently during the earthquake, spread rapidly on social media, revealing that the region's religious heritage was at serious risk.
That's the airport.
Following the earthquake, not only religious buildings but also educational and daily life activities came to a standstill. It was announced that classes at all levels in Lapu-Lapu City and Talasy City, two important centers in Cebu, would be suspended on Wednesday, October
Yeah, my
1st.
daughter hasn't been
Similarly, Mandaue City,
face-to-face
along with
school
the municipalities of
for
Minglanilla
a month and a half,
Consolacion,
almost 2
announced that it had
months.
suspended schooling due to the earthquake. This decision was presented to the public as a necessary measure for the safety of both students and teachers. During and after the earthquake, there was serious panic throughout the Visayas. In the minutes after the tremors began, residents of the region fled their homes in fear. The crowds and chaos created by people pouring into the streets, especially in densely populated areas of Cebu, demonstrated
here
the extent of the fear.
in the
These scenes were
subdivision that
widely
we
shared
live,
on social media and
everybody was
resonated
out.
around the
Like
world.
literally everybody was out.
According to assessments, instrumental intensity 6 was recorded in Cebu City and the Vilaba region of Leyte. This level indicates a tremor powerful enough to cause buildings to shake noticeably and unsecured objects to fall over. Residents in San Fernando, Cebu, reported feeling the earthquake at intensity 3, while intensity 2 was recorded in Lawang, northern Samar. These varying intensity levels clearly demonstrated that the earthquake spread over a wide area, and its effects were not limited to the epicenter.
Yeah, that's how it was.
The German
literally.
Research Center for Geosciences also
was
shared its
crazy.
earthquake data shortly after the event. According to the center, the 6.9 magnitude tremor near Cebu City was recorded just a few minutes earlier. With its epicenter at a depth of 10 kilometers, this earthquake strongly reflected on the surface due to its shallow structure. According to GFZ's preliminary seismic data, the earthquake was strongly felt by everyone living in areas close to the epicenter. Following the earthquake, regional authorities warned citizens about aftershocks. Hivivolks announced that aftershocks could occur in the coming days, and that the public should therefore be cautious. This warning following the earthquake further increased anxiety among the public. This is because the local population had not forgotten the damage caused by the destructive aftershocks that followed earthquakes in previous years.
Yeah.
In summary, the 6.7 magnitude earthquake that struck near the city of Bogo in Cebu on September 30th, 2025, had a significant impact, both physically and psychologically, due to its shallow focus, which
Yeah, no
caused it to
doubt.
be felt over
No
a
doubt.
wide area. Damage to historic religious buildings, the suspension of educational activities, and the public fleeing in panic to the streets. While anxiety persists in the region due to the expectation of aftershocks, this earthquake has once again forced the Philippines to face the reality of earthquakes.
So that was the 6.9 magnitude earthquake that struck the northern part of Cebu here on September 30th. There was 68 casualties that we know of. I lived in a lot of places since I left home in 2010. I lived in Central, South America. I lived in Europe. I lived in Asia. I've witnessed earthquakes in Mexico City. I witnessed volcano eruptions in Costa Rica. I've witnessed typhoons in Panama and Isla Colon. I've witnessed fires in Malaga, in Estepona, in Spain. I've witnessed a lot of things, but this earthquake, like the reporter from Disaster Today said, once you get older and you have a family to think of, it hits you harder, hits you psychologically. So whatever little movement that's going on, it trips me out. And it puts me on edge and puts my wife on edge as well. Finally, you know, there's aftershocks. Of course, there's been over 300 aftershocks after September 30th. And, you know, yes, we feel them. Yes, now we have an app on our phone of all the earthquakes that are hitting here in Cebu and in Davao area. So, yes, we are very well aware. We have our to-go bag with first aid kits, flashlights, with 20-meter rope, gloves, clothes, and everything that we might need just in case. And once you think that you're nice and safe, Mother Nature strikes again with a category for Typhoon Tino, or Typhoon Kalmaegi. What is there else to say? But do me a favor. These are the reaction videos that you guys are here to watch. So do me a favor, click that notification bell so you guys can be aware of what's going on, not just from me, but from other sources as well. Again, I want to thank Disaster Today Channel for doing a compilation of all the disasters that are not just going on here in the Philippines, but also around the world. I'm gonna put their information on the description so you can check them out. But let's check out the devastation of Typhoon Tino that happened a couple of days ago on November 4th. So holla at your boy. Make sure to grab your loved ones, because this is Mother Nature. We can't do anything about her. So let's check it out. Holla at your boy. This is the devastation of Typhoon Tino, or Kalmaegi.
On November 4th, 2025, Cebu, one of the most populous islands in the Philippines, faced the devastating impact of Typhoon Tino, internationally known as Kalmaegi. This powerful tropical system brought winds of up to 205 kilometers per hour and dumped a month's worth of rain on the region in just 24 hours, leaving cities, towns, and rural areas largely submerged and displacing hundreds of thousands of people.
That's 5 kilometers away from my house. We're
the typhoon,
a
which
little
affected
bit
Cebu and its surroundings,
in a higher area than what's going on there.
According to a
like
statement
literally,
by the Philippine Atmospheric,
this is the difference of 5 kilometers, what 5 kilometers can do.
PAGASA, Tino's wind speed reached 150 kilometers per hour, exceeding 205 kilometers in sudden bursts. This speed not only knocked down power lines, but also knocked out telecommunication systems in many areas. The typhoon made landfall near the town of Borbon, north of Cebu, in the early hours of the morning, then moved towards western Visayas, causing widespread destruction in settlements such as Mandaue, Talisay, Danao, Liloan,
Mandaue is where I live.
According to information in Pagasa's Tropical Cyclone Bulletin Number 13, storm force winds, heavy rainfall, and storm surges exceeding 3 meters were observed in the northern and central regions of Cebu affected by the typhoon. This posed a serious threat, particularly to communities living along the coastline. The Cebu City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office was on alert starting Sunday. Teams deployed heavy equipment in high-risk areas, removed loose billboards, ordered marine vessels to be moved to safe areas, and equipped evacuation centers with generators, food, and emergency supplies. However, despite the precautions taken, the rapidly developing nature of the typhoon brought much greater destruction than expected.
Yeah. A lot more. You think you're prepared.
In Cebu City, where Tino's worst effects were felt,
then Mother Nature strikes.
Was quickly submerged. Floodwaters uprooted vehicles and piled them on top of each other. Roads, bridges, and some neighborhood connections were completely cut off. The Villa del Rio area was one of the worst affected due to infrastructure collapse and sudden water rise. The collapse of a river bridge in the area blocked access for rescue vehicles and hampered the work of teams. The city's disaster response teams said operations would proceed slowly due to deep water levels and strong currents. Calls for help made via cell phones revealed that the number of families stranded on rooftops was increasing. Cebu City Disaster Risk Reduction. Council Chairman and City Council member Dave Tomilak stated that
literally
winds
5 kilometers away from us.
3:45 a.m. and 7:30 a.m., during which time rescue teams were held at shopping malls for safety reasons, but were immediately dispatched to the field once the winds subsided. Tumulak said more than half of the city was underwater, and thousands of people were forced to leave their homes. The amount of rainfall brought by the typhoon was extraordinary. According to Pagasa records, 235.2 millimeters of rain fell in 24 hours in Maysin City in South Leyte alone. This amount exceeded the average for November, meaning that the rainfall expected for an entire month fell in a single day. The towns of Talisay, Mandaue,
in a
Liloan,
single
and
5-hour
Consolacion,
period,
located around the Mactan Channel, were also
not a
completely
day,
submerged due to heavy
5
downpours.
hours.
A red alert level was issued for these areas.
Look at that.
Uy, mana na taon, uy. Dakto na ni.
Road transportation was disrupted throughout Cebu, power lines were down, communications were cut off, and dozens of neighborhoods were inaccessible. The Cebu provincial government announced on its social media accounts at 9 a.m. that additional rescue teams had been sent to the cities of Talisay and Danao. It was reported that floodwaters rose to the second floors in Barangay Talamban and Bakayan, and half of some neighborhoods were completely swallowed by the river. According to information obtained from local residents,
The
the water level
roads
suddenly
became
rose at around
rivers.
4:30 a.m. and reached the second floors of houses. This caused many residents to take refuge on their roofs. Rescue teams continued their work, particularly among the rubble of destroyed houses along the Bakayan River. The situation remains serious in the southern neighborhoods of Cebu, as well as in the northern parts. Residents in areas such as Bakayan, Villa del Rio, Talisay, and Minglanilla were directed to evacuation centers at the request of authorities. Officials urged residents to secure their belongings, stay away from floodwaters, and strictly follow the instructions of neighborhood officials.
That's in one day, in one night. From
Typhoon
like
Tino
3 in the
affected
morning
not only
until like
Cebu,
6 in
but
the
also
morning.
South Leyte, Negros Occidental, Guimaras, and Panay Island. Pagesa confirmed that the typhoon made landfall in the Silago area of South Leyte, then moved through the cities of Bourbon and Sagay, heading towards western Visayas. As of 11 a.m., Kalmaegi had passed over Negros and Panay and was heading towards northern Palawan. It is expected to exit the Philippine area of responsibility on Wednesday night or Thursday morning. In eastern Samar, strong winds blew off roofs on Homanhon Island, with approximately 300 homes reported damaged. Mayor Annalisa Gonzalez Kwan announced that there were no casualties despite the heavy winds and rain. However, the same region was being watched with great concern as it lay in the path of Typhoon Haiyan, locally known as Yolanda, one of the most violent storms in the country's history in 2013. Haiyan killed more than 7,300 people in the Guyuan area alone and devastated the central part of the country. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, PHIVOLCS, warned residents around Mount Canlaon in southern Cebu that the heavy rains accompanying the typhoon could trigger volcanic mudflows. This posed an additional risk, particularly for villagers living in mountainous areas. Approximately 150,000 people were evacuated across Cebu due to Typhoon Tino. Disaster response teams organized additional shipments of food, water, and medicine as crowds grew at evacuation centers. The government announced that search and rescue
did not
operations
expect
would
it to
continue
be
throughout the
this
day
bad.
and would not be halted despite adverse weather conditions. Pagesa officials announced that the typhoon is expected to head towards the South China Sea as it moves westward, and that rainfall will
Towards
continue in some
Vietnam.
areas of Visayas and Luzon before it leaves the country. They also emphasized that there is a high risk of
it hit
landslides due to soil
Vietnam
saturation
like 2 days
after the
ago.
storm. Although Tino was the 20th tropical cyclone to hit the Philippines in 2025, it was considered one of the most destructive storms of the year due to the breadth of the area it affected and the scale of the destruction it left behind. The system, with a wind band approximately 600 kilometers long, paralyzed Cebu and its surroundings in just hours. The people of Cebu were once again forced to test their resilience in the face of this new disaster brought by Tino. while authorities urge the public to be cautious, avoid unnecessary movement in risky areas, and follow new
Yeah, most
meteorological warnings,
definitely.
rescue teams accelerated their search for missing persons as the floodwaters receded. The Philippines, once again a nation battling the forces of nature, is preparing to erase the traces of this disaster through solidarity and resilience.
Exactly. There's no way around it.
We extend our deepest sympathies to the people of Cebu and all of the Philippines affected by Typhoon Tino. We hope that the wounds will heal as soon as possible, life will return to normal, and the people of Cebu will once again enjoy peaceful and secure days.
Again, I want to give the Disaster Today channel a big shout out for the compilation of these disasters that happen here in the Philippines, here in Cebu. Like I said earlier, I've been all over the world, a lot of catastrophes, and it never hits you harder until you have a family to consider, not only yourself. When it's yourself, I mean, I've been through magnitude 6, 7 earthquakes like nothing. It's just all like, you just go back to sleep. But that's being alone. When you're with your family, you kind of start thinking about them and how do they feel? Are they okay? Are you okay? You start tripping out. But again, Mother Nature. Let me show you what's going to happen this weekend as well. Let me just show you. Holla at your boy. Please make sure to comment if your family is okay, if they're gonna be okay. Please make sure to contact your family. Make sure everything is okay, because I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen this weekend as well. Holla at your boy. Make sure to like, share, subscribe so you can check it out. So this is what's going to happen this weekend. There's another typhoon that's gonna hit the northern part of the Philippines. This is Saturday. That is getting closer to northern Leyte. And that's gonna hit the northern part of Luzon, which there's still a possibility that it might hit Cebu. You never know. So guys, that is what's going on here in the Philippines. That's what's going on here in Cebu. That's what's going on here in the surrounding islands. Again, this is a reaction channel. This is my reactions. This is what's going on. This is what you need to react to. Do me a favor, comment down below if you have family in the Philippines, if they're okay, if you're okay, if any of your loved ones are here in the Philippines and they're okay, if they're gonna be okay. So make sure to like, share, subscribe, because this is what we do. This is the reactions that you want to see, not only about movies, food, music, but what's going on in real life, what's going on in our lives, what's going on in your life. So make sure to leave me a comment down below. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what else you want me to react to. if there's something going on in your life, if there's something going on in your city, in your country, let me know so we can react to. Make sure to hit that notification bell right there so you can be notified of the videos when they drop and you don't have to worry about them. I also want to give a special shout out to DisasterToday Channel for doing all this compilations. I'll put their information on the descriptions down below so you guys can check them out and see everything that's going on around the world, from Mother Nature to man-made to any type of disaster. Go check them out. And to end, I just want my Cebuano brothers and sisters to know that my family's and my prayers and thoughts and heartfelt go out for you and the Filipino people. I'm not gonna ask you to donate. I'm not gonna post where you can donate because it's not the type of person that I am. But what I am gonna tell you is, if you know somebody that needs help, help them. Give them a helping hand, because it could happen to you and you would want somebody to help you. So I'm not gonna ask you to donate. I'm not gonna ask you to volunteer. I'm gonna ask you to help, because it doesn't matter how big you are, how strong you are. Do me a favor. If you need it, ask for help. If you can give it, give the help. So, holla at your boy, and peace.